Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. It is Sunday, December 4th, 2011. And we are in Luke chapter 6, verse 46. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do what I tell you? Everyone who comes to me and hears my words and does them, I will show you what he is like. He is like a man building a house, who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when a flood arose, the stream broke against that house and could not shake it, because it had been well built. But the one who hears and does not do them is like a man who built a house on the ground without a foundation. When the stream broke against it, immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. This passage means a lot to me personally. This passage is dealing with what a 1984 or somewhere around there album by Randy Travis was called The Storms of Life. That's what this passage is dealing with. And we all have them. Sometimes we have one storm, sometimes we have multiple storms hitting us at the same time. How are you going to survive with multiple storms? Many don't. When the storms of life hit some folks, they crash. They get depressed. They turn to drugs or alcohol. Or they just kind of drop out of life. The reason this passage means so much to me personally is I have had tremendous storms. Storm of a terminal illness. Storm of a separation and ultimately a divorce. Storm of homelessness. Storm of financial difficulty. A storm of folks you thought were your friends who abandoned you or turned on you. And all of them came at the same time. And I'm not saying this because I want you to feel sorry for me or feel pity. On the contrary, because for nearly 30 years I have been laying this foundation, and my life is built not on my circumstances, but on God's Word. I'm still standing. And let those storms come, I'll still be here. I love the Casting Crowns song. I will praise you in the storm, and I will lift my hands. You know what? When your life is built on this, you will stand firm. If it's built on sand, and sand is anything other than this work. Sand is if it's built on money or relationships or your own selfish ideas, or you're just kind of going through life la-di-da-di-da-di-da. That's a life that's built on sand, and when the storms hit, you're going to crash. One last song. I'm kind of musical today. From Sunday school. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came tumbling down. Oh, the rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the house on the rock stood firm. But if you remember, I won't sing the whole song. The foolish man built his house upon the sand, and the rains came down and the floods came up, and the house on the sand went splat. Build your house on the Lord and on His Word. And come back tomorrow for the next edition of Take 5.